Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Comics Unchained. I'm your host, Sergio Sanchez, and as always is my buddy, Indiana Leon.
Yo,
And today, not with us because she had parent things to do. I don't know, something like that. Crystal won't be joining
extenuating
us this week. There you
circumstances.
go. Yeah, I like that one better. See, Indy is the big word guy. I'm the,
Sometimes
I'm the my brain no work, no good. Sometimes.
I'm there after about 3 beers, so
So we've
I'm only
got
two away. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So we got a couple of books we're going to take a look at this week. We are a bit behind again, as always. That's kind of like our MO now, like being behind everybody else. I'm kind of starting to like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually
Uh,
kind of fun.
what we do is we are going to take a look at some of the books that we think maybe you should be spending your money on and if they're worth that $5 price tag. So, as always, we hope you enjoy us. And if you like what you're watching, please hit the like and subscribe button and notifications for, whenever we feel like putting shit up. But before we get into everything this week, I do want to say that it's been about a week now. Something near and dear to my heart. Kintaro Miura passed away. If you don't know who
Oh yeah,
he is the author
Jesus.
for the manga and creator of Berserk.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of my favorite mangas, animes that I've ever watched. I've been following it since I got a bootleg copy from Comic Con for the entire series when back in like oh god '92. I think I got that shit.
Oh
Like
Jesus.
I watched in the night, it might have been '97. I don't know. Chris got it. We got it on a bootleg video. We were able to watch it because it wasn't available. Anime like that wasn't steadily available yet in the
Right.
states, and I absolutely fell in love with Berserk. Um, I've been reading it ever since. I collect my deluxe copies. I have all of those. I'm missing one more, but really sad day. I was really broken up about it. Um, but he's influences across the board. I mean,
Oh
if it
yeah.
if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for Guts, you wouldn't have. I mean, and this is straight out of like Square Enix's mouth. You wouldn't have had Cloud's Buster Sword.
Oh yeah, dude,
Um,
it's a clear
I
copy
mean,
almost.
like there's so many influences through so many animes that took from his work, um, that took from Berserk, that took from Guts, and I mean, like I had to mention it. I had to throw it out there because I mean it's an honor to have read his work. So I'm hoping, you know, uh, I hope he's doing well up there, man. Because but his influence will always go on in
Absolutely.
everyone's stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So R.I.P. Berserk creator Kintaro Miura, and yeah. So that was a rough
Starting it
day for me,
heavy.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a rough day for me. Being such a huge fan of him. But we're gonna get back into American comic books, and we're
Yes.
gonna be starting off with Indiana. He's got something from Image this week,
Yeah, kind of a
and
surprise for
what
me.
isn't from Image though nowadays, dude?
I know.
Like Image is that other one. It's like when you're reading an Image book, I don't expect you to be reading anything that's like I don't even know what like one of the long running series is anymore. Honestly, like DC
Mm,
has like the Avengers, and then they all have their own
yeah,
books, or the X-Men, and they all have their own books. Um, DC has like Superman and the Justice League, and all their own
yeah,
books, and
they're
all that.
common ones. Yeah, yeah,
But like Image is always like, well, we don't really have like core characters, so we're just gonna
yeah. They
they
just keep running with it,
they do
with
like
new
10
stuff.
books, one offs, and shit like that. So makes them kind of like a standout company in that
I think so.
retrospect,
Yeah,
and
it's definitely their brand. You can always expect something new. You
yeah,
know.
and it's really cool because you don't see like back in the day in the '90s you had like Spawn, who was like their ongoing character for years. And then they had like a couple other characters, Darkhawk, Lady Death, stuff like that. Um, I said Darkhawk, I meant Shadowhawk. Um,
Shadowhawk. Yeah.
and you had stuff like that. But yeah, nowadays they kind of take these gambles on like these books. I mean, they were known for The Walking Dead for a while.
Yeah, that was a big booster. That one
Yeah,
went for a
because I mean
while.
that went for
Uh,
what,
Invincible also.
Invincible. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
there are characters in the Image world, but like a lot of their characters, they the thing I got to give Image credit for is like they have um, an ending to their stuff, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's
And it
not
usually
constant. It's
is
not
executed
constantly
pretty
going.
nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not constantly going. It's not like so we're putting out another Batman book this year, or we're gonna do another reboot for the universe, or anything like that. They're like, nah, dude, we're gonna tell this like 200 book story, and when that's it, like that tells the story. Character's not getting resurrected. He's not gonna cross over. So,
Exactly.
so like that's it. So I
Jesus.
give him a lot of fucking credit for that, dude, because it's really awesome. But what do you got, dude? Because I don't really read a lot of
Well,
Image stuff.
look, I mean, and I'm sure this kind of hits you too a little bit, but I'm a sucker for time traveling stuff. Ever since that first time I heard that music and I watched Marty go back in time and Doc and all that shit, fucking Back to the Future, I've never been able to not read a time travel book. I've gotten lucky a few times with like a couple years ago they did Chrononauts, which is a Mark Millar book. That was fantastic. Another short one by Image, like you were saying earlier, 5 issues. But today I've got another book called Time Before Time. Uh,
Oh,
right
I
off the
thought they were
bat,
gonna go with the song, time
yeah,
after
time
time.
after time.
Pretty sure I just like
uh,
ruptured everyone's eardrums with that.
I'm sure. um, and right off the bat, the art a little bit different than what I'm used to. A lot more color focus, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like you ever watch movies and they're like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
and this joke has been happening a lot recently, but it just so happened it works out for this. Where like if a movie's set in like Mexico, it's like yellow, or like what's called sepia or whatever, or
No,
if
I
it's set in
totally
America,
get what you're
everything's
talking about.
fully
Yeah.
colored. New York, it's like really gray for some reason all the time, like oh shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So they do something similar in this book, where like in the different time periods, there's different kind of color immersion, which is cool, or like depending on I don't know how to explain, but they just change it up and you can feel it. So I didn't think I was gonna like that art, but as I kept reading, it really fit with the story.
Hmm.
As far as the story goes, if you liked Looper, there's a lot of elements of Looper. They have to use like pods and they have to like there's a mafia like that's in control of the time machines and all this shit, and there's people trying to get their own things done for them. Like
Wait,
it's
wait, wait, wait,
crazy.
wait. Which one was Looper?
Looper was the one where Bruce Willis has to kill himself. Like the younger version of himself has to kill the older
Oh,
version.
yeah. I didn't like that
Yeah.
one. That was
I,
dumb.
I dug it. I thought it was fine. It's not the best like time travel movie ever, but it was pretty good. So as you move along the story, it's very quick. Like it's very quick to tell you that there are consequences for time traveling. Whether it's immediate, like sometimes if you time travel too much in one day, you start to get like time sickness, where you get sick, like physically sick,
Okay.
or you can get stuck, and who knows when you're gonna fucking come back. And they'll get you when they can get you,
Like,
and it's heartbreaking, man. There's some crazy shit that goes down in this book. I'm really happy about it. Shalvex and Rory McConville
yeah,
are both co-writing.
they're
It's
people.
the closest I can get. And then, of course, thankfully, the artist name is easy. It's just Joe Palmer.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah.
Joe, for having an easy name. Uh, I highly recommend this book. Even the cover art's nice. It's very simple. Like I think that's what I come to realize. That it's simple. I like simple. I like the what do you call that? Minimalist type of stuff where they really focus on the colors and what you see. Like, as a whole as opposed to little details.
Mm-hmm.
So this is pretty cool. I can't talk about it enough, man. I try not to review like the second or third book of something unless it's like maybe time to walk away,
Yeah.
with our show. But I'm honestly thinking by the time the second one comes out, I'm going to talk about it because I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
Right. Whereas
As
like
always, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Oh well, whereas I'm like always reviewing like the next book of this because like that's the thing. Again with Image, it's great because they release so much new content, so many new books that like you can literally go out there and find like this new Image book that's like just dropped, tells a different story, tells something different.
Yes.
Whereas like a guy who's reading from like DC and Marvel, it's like I've got to keep going down those steps because like unless I'm reading annuals or anything like that, there's not a lot of not a lot of number ones that I can just jump into once like the universe is set, so like
exactly
that's tough. So I'm like a lot of the times like you'll see me like we've done reviews in the past where I'm talking about like X-Men Children of the Atom issue 3 is out right now, Alien 2 and stuff like that. So like a lot of my stuff that I've been reviewing lately is like either continuations of what I'm reading and why I'm still buying it, as to where you get to read like a lot of Image stuff, and that's really cool because Image is a company that's constantly putting out new, so like that's pretty cool.
So I'm pretty excited for this. First issue, so they put you in a cliffhanger, and I'm excited to read, man. I'm excited to read this book. I'm excited we're doing this fucking show because it forces me to read again. So I'm ready for it, man. But yeah.
I mean, like I said, I got nothing bad to say about that. I love time travel books. I love a lot of stuff like that. It's really funny. Because like Back to the Future, great movie. I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't like that movie. You can poke holes in it, yes, of course,
all day long. But only because you love it.
That's why. and it's one of those movies that's like I'm so glad that they can never remake because it's got that clause under Universal.
Leave it alone.
No, they can't. There's a clause. Like
I know.
The last I remember, there's that clause in it.
Yeah, I'm just scared if they die. Like if Gale and I forget the other guy, if they die, man, Zemeckis. Man.
I think it's. I don't know. I think it's.
I think that goes beyond. It goes to the estate.
Yeah,
I think it goes to the estate.
It's like it's something like that. It's like. It's kind of like where everybody sat with Ghostbusters, where it's like, oh, it can't be rebooted, and then that happened, and then they're like, oh God, this is terrible.
Yeah. Sorry, it took me a second because I forgot saw that. It existed.
Yeah, I try to forget that it exists. But now we're getting like the sequel, which is going to be pretty awesome.
I think much better idea. And the son is the director, which is when do you ever see that? The son directing the father's old. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, that's super cool. But yeah, so Image, what is it called? Time After Time?
No, time before time. Close.
I like that.
I really hope one of the issues has like a. You know how some issues have their own title like in the book.
Oh no!
I hope one of them is called Time After Time because what
they
hilarious.
should do is steal from the greeting card company. Like when you open the first page, it just plays that song on loop.
Oh my God, that'd be fucking hilarious. I'd die, dude.
Oh shit, that'd be fucking hilarious. That's like the next step for comic books, dude. Okay, I'm calling it right here. Like you turn the page for each book, and you get like a small little audio while you're reading that book. Look, dude, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Like, because we've had 3D, we've had foil covers, we've had pop-up, right, where it actually pops up, like it fucking makes a thing.
Yeah.
That was like a long time ago, but...
Pop-up books, but yeah.
Might as well. I mean,
but no, like, dude, I mean, think about it, like, okay, you're reading these pages, right? And, like, I'm not saying, like, technology's there, dude. I mean, they're greeting cards. They've got this thing on fucking greeting cards, right? So you put a little chip on the fucking edge of the page, and when you flip the page over, it starts playing like in a movie. You have your soundtrack to the page that's on paper.
And
it lasts for like X amount of time, or however fucking fast you read. Me, I'm not that fast, so like I'd have to turn back to the first page to keep looping the sound over. But I'm not saying that like it has to last 30, 40 fucking minutes, but that'd be something like you open the book and it's like dun 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 dun. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, wow, that's just an incredible fucking feature. That would jump the price of books up to
Of
like $10
course,
a book. But
$10 now.
hey,
That'd
I
be
mean,
hilarious though.
I would read one book like
Spider-Man's
that.
like, yeah, Spider-Man's like just chilling. You flip the page and it's the old '60s Spider-Man song,
Oh.
and he's like, "This song sucks."
It's like
Like he reacts to it.
You know, like it's like what the fuck.
Oh god.
But that would,
Anyways.
I don't know, that would be really cool to me. I think that'd be something like a lot of people would like. I mean, I'm not saying do it for like every comic book that's out there, but like
No,
those
just
special
like an
issues,
event or
do like a
special issue,
$20 book, and you're like, why the fuck is this book $20? And then it's like, bam, just fucking turn the pages, and like this music plays out for you. And
Here's the thing: if it happens after we air this, you know that they stole it from us. Absolutely.
Well, the government's
it's on
always
record
listening anyway, so
it's damn phones.
But I don't know, like that's just funny. But yeah, so check that out. Image Comics right now, it's on sale. Go get it.
Yep.
Worth the $5. So I've got and it's funny that we talk about like shit that I keep reading and that I keep reviewing because I think it's like super good.
It's good
because I'm taking a look
Hey,
at Black Knight #3. I almost said Dark Knight. Again, following the story of the Black Knight, who is finding out more about the curse of the Ebony Blade.
Nice.
This book, and in the last issue, we got Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. That was
And
awesome.
I thought that was really cool. Not a huge fan of the character because I don't know a lot about her, but I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
It's something new. Yeah, if it's new for you, that's even better.
It's
you know
cool.
what I
I
mean?
say it's cool. And they continue their travels as they're fighting Mordred, who is trying to collect. Apparently, there were like 3 other cursed pieces that were created. So as they go gathering this, they find out now, towards the end of the book, that the more the Black Knight dies, as long as he's holding the Ebony Blade, he will become. He's immortal. But he has to die while he's holding the sword. If he gets killed without holding the sword, he'll die. That's it. But if he's holding the sword when like a killing blow is dealt to him, like his head gets chopped off or anything like that, and then he drops the sword, even if he drops the sword after he's holding it, he'll come back to life. So
That's
he's
nuts.
essentially like immortal now.
Yeah.
And in this book, we find out that when he does that, he comes back stronger. So like,
There's got to be something bad about this. There's a catch.
I don't know where it's going.
Coming.
Super interesting. I think we've only got like 2 more books left in this because it's a 3 of 5.
Okay, nice.
So,
nice.
I'm very interested in it. Again, I'm still loving the artwork of that. It's got this like old timey feel artwork. This one has a lot of dialogue in there, so if you like a good read, get ready to read because this one's really heavy on the dialogue. Not a lot of pretty pictures, but it does get a nice picture of what I like to call the Black Knight Destroyer. So it looks super cool.
Sick.
And then still reading something from a character who was like, who the fuck is a Black Knight? And now I'm like, like each week, each month or whatever, you know, like on my cycle, I'm like, dude, I want to read the next one. So like I finished this one and I want to read the next one. So it's super good. I enjoy it. Like I said, if you're on the fence about it, I can't wait till they release a volume of it. Go pick that up. That'd be super cool because you can get it all. But like I love where they're going with this, and I can't wait to finish the story. So it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, that's what I took a look at this week. But I do have like a couple honorable mentions I want to talk about. And of course, as you guys know me really quick, I do read a lot of my stuff at night before I go to bed on my tablet, and I'm reading on the Marvel and the DC Unlimited apps. At this point, last week I finished up Heroes in Crisis, and as far as a lackluster ending, because I'm like, good God, every event in the DC thing that just irritates the shit at me, right?
Every time, bro.
Everything in the DC universe, Indy, is fucking Flash or the Flash family.
They have to fix it. That's the only way they can fix things.
It's not even fixed. It's like
dumb.
They fucking cause it.
Yeah, of course. They
It's
cause and then fix and cause and fix and then they fix and cause. It's ridiculous.
So like I finished that and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay. I really wanted to finish it because I must have wanted to finish it because I fell asleep about 11:30. Woke up at like 1 o'clock. I'm like, I can't sleep. What can I do? And I'm just finished.
I'm gonna finish it.
It might be on my brain why I'm so annoyed right now, right? So I wake up, I jump on my fucking tablet, and I start scrolling through page. And I really like the apps because they have that zoom in for each panel.
Yeah, it gives
so
you a
like
really look. Yeah, I
so
do like
like
that
I
too.
really
That's
like
that's
that
nice.
because sometimes like I don't want to like you see the whole page and you're kind of distracted by something, so it's hard to get back to like you're reading it and then you look down at that other part and you're like, okay, I want to know what's
Oh
going on
shit!
in
Yeah,
this
you get
panel.
some.
So I'm like reading
Yes,
through all that, but in that you can't do that, unless you want to spoil it for yourself.
I think
And
that's why they did that
I
because
like
that
it.
happens to me in books. Yeah, it gives me what I need first, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
I enjoy it. But I didn't like the ending to Heroes in Crisis.
yeah, it's bad. I
I.
don't like it
I,
either.
I didn't like. I do like that it's funny that it centers like around Booster Gold, and
Oh yeah.
like that's hilarious, and that it really deals with like the PTSD of like all the heroes, like and what they deal with like on a daily basis.
Hmm.
So that was interesting. But this was an arc that I think I completely missed during DC's original run of it. So I wanted to go back and read it. That's why it was in my library on the app. And I finished it, and I'm just like, wow! I'm glad I got like issues 1 and 2, and then died off because like it really wasn't worth the 9 issue run they did. Because
Happens every time.
like, and again, I'm gonna spoil this one because it's on the app. You can go read it now on
Yeah, it's been a minute.
DC Ultimate.
Yeah,
But
it's been a minute.
Wally West was the protagonist in this one, and he ends up killing like a bunch of heroes of Sanctuary. And I'm just like, all right. And then it's Wally West kills them, but Wally West kills himself. But it's Wally West from the future, and oh no, I've gone
Hmm.
cross-eyed. So I'm really tired of like I know Flashpoint was great, okay? Like
It was. It was
like they
fantastic.
loved it, right? But I am so like every time it seems like an event happens in the DC universe, it's like Flash or the Flash family or something related to the what do they call that? Not Time Force. Jesus.
The Speed Force.
Yes, thank you. The Speed
Yeah.
Force. When they do that, it's just like, fuck, here we go. Like think about like all the reboots they've done. They've used the Flash to do it. I mean,
Every time.
literally in the Justice League movie, Justice League Dark
Oh,
Apocalypse, the last
yeah,
one.
the last of
Like, what's
the
the end of the movie?
E52 era. Yeah.
What's the end
Yeah,
of the
he has
movie?
to go back
They're
again.
like, you know what you need to do, Barry, and he's like,
He has to go back again. It's
okay,
so dumb.
because like all the heroes are dead. Like, I think like Robin's missing a fucking arm, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Wonder Woman's like half cyborg and shit, and Mira's like
It's all
half
jacked up,
mermaid.
dude.
It's like it was a good story, but again, it's like
Yeah.
DC's like, hey, we have this thing called the Speed Force, and whenever we fuck up,
Let's just use it.
let's use it to go back in time
Every
fix,
time,
and
dude.
fix it. So
I think even Death Metal, the Flash family was the reason they were able to stop the Bat Joker, I think. I
so
didn't read it fully.
I didn't read it fully, and I have all the books because I bought them all when they were coming out.
Yeah.
But it is in my DC app to read, and I'll get to
Yeah.
that. But right now, if you guys want to follow me along, and I'll be talking about this one on possibly our next episode. Again, from
Nice.
the DC app, I'm going to be talking about Doomsday Clock.
Oh, I
Because
read all that.
I
Yeah,
am
we should do a
almost done
combo
with
on
it.
that. I'm
So
super down.
I'm
Okay,
almost
cool.
done with it. I'm on issue 10 of 12. So,
Dude, man,
and
it's
so far,
intense.
I've really liked that.
Yes.
I know it leads into Flashpoint. Or
That's
it's
why.
pre,
Yeah.
no, it's pre Flashpoint. It's pre
It's
Flashpoint.
pre-Flashpoint, and then technically they merge at Flashpoint
Yeah.
right when it finishes. Yeah.
So,
So
because the button, as we all know, the button.
the button, yeah.
So,
Which, funny enough, if you were reading that, okay, so New 52 starts, right? You're reading this issue of, I don't know, I don't remember what issue it was, but Flash hands Batman the button, and he goes, "What the hell is this?" That happened years ago.
Yeah, years
and then years later, they go, "Oh, here's what that was about."
yeah,
And they gave us all 12 issues of Doomsday
you know
Clock.
what's funny though is like now because now we're talking about it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Don't spoil the ending for me though.
I know.
Let's just talk about it. What we're gonna talk about. We will make it a point to talk about it next week.
Yes.
Okay.
We will.
I'm
super
make
down.
a note about that. You're good with the notes.
Yes, I've got it. I'm actually gonna do it for real.
And but no, and the thing about Doomsday Clock was like these books too, it took so long to get them because they only release them like every 4 or 5
Yep.
months. So like
It was
it was
messed up,
literally.
bro.
I thought it was cool though because like it was a year
It
event.
took time.
It was
Yeah.
literally like a year event to close out Doomsday Clock, and I was like, holy shit. So like as a comic reader, things came up. I had my kid. I really couldn't freaking
There you go.
read it. So going back and discovering it now is great. And again, I don't not go to your comic dealers and buy the freaking volumes, but I mean, if you have the apps and you use them, go read that. It's a
It's
great
super
read,
worth.
and I'm
Yeah,
not even
it's
done with
great.
it. So I can't wait to talk
And the
about
art's
that.
fantastic
Oh
too. It
yeah,
looks great.
it's great.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the Watchmen, if you're a fan of DC characters and some of the stuff that
Mm-hmm.
they do in this is super great. Again, we'll get more in depth with it next week when we do our next episode. We'll dedicate some time to talk
Super
about
down.
Doomsday Clock.
Oh yeah, I'm super down.
Um,
That's gonna be fun.
with that, let's go ahead and move on to our last book for the day, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it
Yes.
up after that.
I'll make it kind of quick because it's I'm still unsure about the book, but I picked up Mr. Miracle #1, The Source of Freedom,
An issue
whatever
one.
that means.
Okay.
So, DC book. It's a part of the whole Infinite Frontier lineup. It's a little late compared to a lot of them because a lot of them came out like already a month ago now or within
Yeah.
the last month. And so I walked into the book without reading any preview or anything. I thought, okay, this is going to be scot-free. We're going to see some apocalypse. We're going to see Barda. This is going to be cool, right?
Because everybody loves some Barda.
I know, right? That's terrible. Is like, I start reading and I'm like, who the hell is this? And you keep going, and it turns out it's not scot-free. It's not only is it not the second Mr. Miracle, but it's technically the third Mr. Miracle. And his name is Shiloh Norman. He's the son of the original Mr. Miracle. It's really deep. Like Chris would have a field day today.
Like
It's super deep cuts.
you gotta go back.
I stopped reading about halfway through the book, and I said, okay, I got to understand who this is and why this is.
Oh, so
So
did we do a wiki search?
Yeah, I did, and I actually went even further than that. I went into like the Marvel database and I checked everything.
Like
Or
DC?
sorry, yeah, DC database. And yeah, so apparently in one of the original runs, Scott is on Earth, meets this guy. His name is Mr. Miracle. He's an old like black veteran. He's like, he does tricks and he does escape artist stuff. And he goes after this dude, like a mafia guy. The mafia guy, I think, kills him, and then Scott gets vengeance on the mafia guy and gets justice. And then, but the original Norman, Mr. Miracle, had a son, so Scott takes care of him, and he grows up, and then he eventually passes the mantle to him at some point, right?
Okay.
Of course, everything's muddled because there's been like 10,000 crises at this point. It's infinite. There's
That
there's a
damn
bunch of them,
Speed
right?
Force.
Yeah, exactly. So, what's cool about this is I don't mind saying that Shiloh's kind of an asshole. He's using his powers for celebrity. He does do good things on occasion, but he does it to like up his numbers. So that's kind of messed up in a way. But he is a normal dude who's just trying to get through life. He wants to date and stuff like that, and it's cool. Now, I was getting through the book and I was like, this is interesting. I don't know if I want to keep going with this. But then we get to the end, and it's a bit of a cliffhanger, and it finally comes full circle. There's a character that's very closely, let's just say, related to Barda and Scott Free. And this character has some qualms with Shiloh. So the other cool thing about Shiloh, as far as his Mr. Miracle version, he's in full control of a mother box. I don't know where it is. It talks to him. I feel like it's inside of him, maybe, because you never see it, but it's talking to him,
and it became him.
He is
the
exactly.
mother box.
That's what I'm thinking. So interesting read. It's kind of your normal art. Now I will say this. There is a lot of social and political commentary, which is fine. I got nothing against that. I think everybody should be equal and safe in everybody's eyes. You know what I mean? Everybody should get the opportunity to be cool and have a badass life. But there's a lot of that. it works well for the story. It's not like a lot of times I've read stuff where they're like just trying to keep up with what's going on in current times. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
we know what we're talking about. We're fucking edgy and cool.
Did you really quote that? You're
I
fucking
did.
edgy and
I did.
cool.
But I think they did a good job. It wasn't pandering. It was like this is real shit. And the comics should reflect life, because the more they do, the more you relate to the characters.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm excited to read number 2 just because if they go in the momentum they have, it can be good.
So
Early part of the book was okay.
Okay, so you're looking at number 2 because basically they got you with that cliffhanger.
Yes,
So they got you. Okay. So like that's kind of like where I was with like Children of the Atom. It's like, okay, the X-Men finally showed up. Let's see what happens.
I'm wobbly right now. Yeah.
Then it just fizzled out. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping the other way. I really am. I'm hoping
it was like a bottle of Shasta. It only lasted for like 3 hours, and then it just tastes like shit.
Oh man, 3 hours if you're lucky, man.
Yeah, you better pound that shit because after that, it ain't no good no more.
It's over. It's over.
But no, I mean, I totally get it though. Like there's those books that do that. So, very interesting. I'd love to hear an update on that. I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Miracle. He to me has always been kind of like that side character who's like, the only reason I know of him or read shit about him is like the Justice League episodes and the fact that like there are some stories on him. Or he's like, hey, we need help getting on Apocalypse. It's like, oh, so you come to me again? Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like, I don't fucking go to the pizza guy for a fucking hamburger.
Exactly.
Like fucking, what do you want me to do?
I will say this. It always seems like whenever I have read stuff with Mr. Miracle, and usually Big Barda, right? It's definitely DC's, and I don't know, I have to look, but I don't know which one came first. But it's definitely DC's version of like Vision and Scarlet Witch. You get a lot of that. It's like they're the couple and all that. Now, this is definitely different because as of right now, you don't have anything to do with them until you get to the end a little bit. But
you're fucking giving it away, bro.
No, I'm really not.
Guy.
I'm really not. Trust me.
You don't want to be that guy.
You got to read it to really even understand.
So,
but it's definitely. I think it's worth a shot. I didn't really see it selling too like amazing, so you might be able to still get the first issue. At least that's what my dealer was saying. You never know. It could be different shops, different people.
There are different people who like different characters. Yeah. There are some people who like get into one shots because I mean, like, take it right now with a grain of salt. Everybody's jumping on the Eternals #1 because that trailer.
I didn't even look at it.
Like they're fucking.
I don't care.
It's stuff like that. It's like right now. At the beginning of the episode, we talked about the Berserk author passing away. His stuff is already skyrocketing. People are buying it out like crazy because
I'm seeing a bunch of stuff on eBay like triple priced and all that. It's crazy.
And I'm just like, yeah, here we go. So it's stuff like that. It's always going to be like that with #1s. It's inevitability. It's a society we live in. It's like it's not worth it until it's worth it. So but that's going to do it. That's going to wrap it for this week's episode. So if you guys like what you saw, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think. You can get a hold of us on Twitter at Unchained Comics. I was almost going to say .com. At Unchained Comics. and we're working on getting Facebook to be a little bit more hands-on. But we're just trying to still get our names out there. So every like, every subscribe helps. And as always, we appreciate you guys. Leave us a like. Let us know if there's anything you guys want us to read. We have a backlog of comic books and a little bit of knowledge between me and Indy here. So
we try.
We try, or we bullshit as much. Call me out on my shit. I love that.
Please, because I want to know what the right answer is.
I was who is this guy? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm down.
So it's like if you hear me talking shit and I'm wrong, dude, call me out on that. But as always, we're going to leave you guys. I'm your host, Sergio Sanchez. With me is Indy. And as always, guys,
keep on reading.